Embrace what makes you unique, even if it makes others uncomfortable. I didn't have to become perfect because I've learned throughout my journey that perfection is the enemy of greatness. Janelle Monáe. Good morning, New Zion.
Good morning.
This Women's History Month recognition keeps getting better and better, or gooder and gooder, excuse my language, my bad English. But we are still reeling from last week's young ladies. And now today, we have more powerful young women who have agreed to share their journeys with us. Today's participants are Sister Aaliyah Austin, Sister Tia Washington, and Sister Chloe Anderson. Listen, New Zion, as these women share their stories.
Yeah.
And as always, I will be back after the last speaker to sum it up. Thank you. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, Pastor Rush, Elder Simmons, and the New Zion family. I would like to thank Mother Rush and the committee for selecting me to participate in the observance of Women's History Month. My name is Aaliyah Austin, and I'm the granddaughter of Wyneva Austin. I am a graduate of the illustrious Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. I graduated with honors in May of 2018 with a degree in graphic design. Since graduating, I've enlisted into the United States Air Force, where I'm currently working as a medical technician in the pediatric clinic at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. This morning, I'm going to share with you a learning opportunity of mine. Before joining the military, I found myself somewhat fading into the background in my day-to-day situations at school and at work. I didn't want to step up and volunteer or take lead in anything. I felt that the opportunity held too much responsibility, and if things didn't go as planned or became too chaotic, I would be accountable for the outcome and I would feel defeated. After signing on the dotted line and leaving for basic military training in December of 2018, things began to change. First example of taking lead was day 7 of basic military training. I was appointed as dorm chief, which meant that when the instructors were out or when they weren't around, I was in charge. So I was responsible for 50 plus females or wingmen to make sure that the list of chores our instructors left were done appropriately, make sure that we were in place for our meals, and to keep account on Sunday services that my wingmen would attend. I found this new position of leading to be rewarding because I discovered a new skill set that I never would have thought I would obtain. Currently, I am the lead technician in my clinic, and I have trained 5 other airmen on how to be pediatric medical technicians. I have also led volunteer opportunities with Feeding Tampa Bay, where I've organized a group of my fellow airmen within my squadron. I've also participated with delivering meals with Meals on Wheels. And one of my personal favorite things that I volunteered was designing our 6th medical group coin for my commander. I thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity because it allowed me to utilize my skill sets that I've earned, or my skill sets that I obtained while earning my graphic design degree. Looking back 3 to 4 years ago, if anyone were to ask me if I would ever volunteer or step up to take on leadership roles, I wouldn't believe it. I did some research and found about 10 characteristics of a great leader. It says that they have integrity, ability to delegate, empathy, courage, respect, communication, self-awareness, gratitude, learning agility, and influence. And I'm still in a work in progress into becoming a better leader. So right now I would like to read Philippians 4:10 through 13. But I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that now at last you care for me has flourished again. Through you surely did care, but you lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am in to be content. I have to know to be abased, and I know how to be abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to full and to be hungry, both to abound and suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So to be more specific with Philippians 4:13, I keep that close to my heart as I continue to chase one of my dreams, and that dream is to commission within the United States Air Force. I plan to take AFOQT this fall, and that's the qualifying test in order to commission as an officer. I'm thankful that God has helped me to mature in accepting leadership responsibilities and leading me to join the Air Force to help keep our country safe and secure. I ask that you guys pray for me as I make my dreams my reality, and then also to pray for my fellow airmen. Thank you and God bless.
Bill, what's your rank?
So right now I am Airman First Class. I came in as enlisted.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, church family. I hope everyone is doing well during this time. And I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this Women's Month celebration. My journey has been very long, but I know it's not over yet. And I am very appreciative for the lessons that I've learned. A lot of my journey has been with faith. It's been times where I wasn't able to, or I had a plan for myself that God didn't have planned for me. I graduated from Florida State University with my bachelor's in environmental studies. And I wanted to save the environment and save humans in doing so, but God had a plan for me where he said, no, you're gonna save humans. You're gonna have that one-on-one connection with your community. You are going to be able to touch individuals and give them growth and a new way of looking at life. And he had to take me on a journey personally for me to have a new way of looking at life in order to show others that.
I'm just telling you, Tia Washington, Z did it week before.
Ma'am,
Go on.
Go on, Tia.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So my journey started with working with Children's Home Society in their fostering program. And I was a counselor to foster parents so that we could teach them how to be parents to children with trauma. And it gave me a new way of looking at life, to know that you can have community, or you can be in a community and still be in some form of a disadvantage. But when others are given the opportunity to learn specifically about a population that they are working with, they will know better how to interact with those individuals. Mm-hmm. So it allowed me to see a population and a community that I didn't know, not to say didn't know existed, but didn't know that it needed so much help, that it needed so much attention. And through my years, as fostering, everyone wanted to work with babies. No, not too many people wanted to work with teenagers. And I started to realize that this is the population that need the most help. These are the individuals that are going to be adults. They're going to be the ones working in our workforce. They're going to be the ones who go to college or want to go to college, but don't have the knowledge or the resources to do so. So it opened my eyes to that, and through my testimony, I was informed that I was going to get laid off from that job. I finally got to where I was comfortable in my work. I knew my work. I knew how to do it. I knew how to interact. I knew how to build rapport with the people that I was working with. And God has a way of showing you or moving you, making something so uncomfortable to where it's like, okay, now you really have to wake up, because I was comfortable. And when I was laid off, I knew that something had to happen. I had to make a change. And I applied to a job to work at Career Source Capital Region. And I wanted to train the employees, but God didn't want that for me. He said, I want you to work directly with the population you said you wanted to work with. I didn't apply to the position, but the supervisor reached out to me about 4 times, and she wanted me. She said, I want you to apply to this position. I think you'll be great in it. I looked at your background. Please apply. I finally applied. And of course, I got the position, and it opened up another world to say, these, not only do these youth not have the resources to function in a society that they are going to be adults in, but they don't know the basic information for education. They don't know the basic information for employment. They don't know how to build their resumes. They don't know the schools that they can apply to. They don't know the programs that are within that school that fit within something that they already have an interest in. And God has put me through that journey. I first learned how to work with a community of trauma. I then learned how to humble myself to work in that community. I then was put into an environment where I can provide and know how to provide resources to that population. And I'm currently now a case manager with the Tempo program with the city of Tallahassee, where I am combining all of those skills and providing that resources to I have almost 300 people on my caseload that I am working with individually to make sure that they know how to function in society, that they have economic stability, as well as higher education. Some of them don't have their GEDs, so I'm getting them enrolled at ACE or TCC so that they can at least have that basic educational training. So the journey that God has put me on is to make me a better individual to serve the community that I am working with. He has told me plenty of times he's not done with me yet. And I had to build that faith in God through prayer and action to know that I will be okay as long as I continue to have trust in God. So like I said, I'm very appreciative to this, for this opportunity to participate in sharing my testimony and how God has changed and humbled me and guided me in the right direction.
Man. Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Amen.
Florence.
All right, Chloe.
Good morning. Can y'all see
Morning.
me?
No.
Morning, we can't see you.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Okay. Good morning, Zion family. How y'all doing today?
Good morning.
So,
Good morning, Chloe.
my name is Chloe Anderson. I am the daughter of Charles and Bobby Thompson, as a lot of you may know. Oh, so where to start? So I feel like adulthood has been a journey. I feel like when I first graduated, I graduated from Leon High School. Didn't really know. I don't think nobody really knows right out of high school what I wanted to do. I know back in the day, I used to say I wanted to be a lawyer until I realized it's a lot of reading. And I am not that really likes to read that much. So kind of went to TCC, just kind of testing the waters, getting some prerequisites out of the way, and then had a moment and I talked to God and we said, okay, let's try nursing. So that was a big jump for me because I'm not a squeamish person, but I never thought healthcare would be my field, something that I would love to do. So went to LPN school in 2012, graduated in 2013. And after LPN school, first let me say nursing school was probably the most stressful thing I've ever had to do in life. So that was a big challenge for me. I feel like God really tested my faith, because there are some days I wake up and like, Lord, what am I doing here? You know, it was a big challenge, but I completed it. And I am happy to say that I completed it. So after nursing school, kind of fell out of, I guess, the swing of things, and was a little lost. So kind of moved around and tried, okay, I know I liked it healthcare, but didn't know exactly what avenue I wanted to go with healthcare. So I started off as doing insurance, did insurance for Medicaid and Medicare for a little while. It was a temporary contract job. And so then after that, kind of was stuck, and decided to move back to Cincinnati, which is where I'm originally from, even though I've been with auntie and uncle all my life. So moved up there for new scenery, try to get to know some of my biological family. I worked at UC Medical Center, which is a big hospital, pretty much moving patients, like transporting patients from one hospital to another. That was okay, but I still wasn't technically happy with what I was doing. And down the line, I ended up getting pregnant. And as soon as I got pregnant, it was like, okay, yep, it's time to come home. So came back home, back where I'm comfortable, back where I feel loved, back where, where it all started. This is all I know. This is will always be my home. So came back home with a big old belly, and went and applied at Patients First Urgent Care. At that time, I could hide my pregnancy a little well. And got the job. Urgent care was something new. I've never worked at an urgent care facility before. So got the job, and then after a while, of course, my belly got big. So then they realized, oh, you're pregnant. But at that time, I feel like I was in too deep to where they could let me go. And I did my job well. So at Patients First, I feel like I developed a strong family, a strong foundation with the doctors, with the other medical assistants that worked with me, even with the front desk. We were a team. We worked as a team. And it feels good when you know that people actually truly love and care about you and there for you, and you're not just a number. You know, they actually care about your well-being, care about your family, care about how you feel. You know, every day is not peachy keen. Some days we walk in and we don't want to be there. Some days, you know, we feel good, in good spirits. So worked at Patients First for a little while. And that became my saving grace. That became my family. Now, there was a curveball, because after a while, we got bought out by a company. And when the new company came in, I feel like it went downhill. And to say that, I say that they got rid of family practice, because at one time, Patients First was family practice and urgent care. They only wanted to do urgent care. So, kind of didn't know, okay, like how this was going to work out. Certain things started going wrong within the company. And so one of the doctors, Dr. Tracy Helgren, left. Well, most of the family practice doctors left because they were pretty much getting rid of family practice. So she left and she went to FSU primary. So I was still working at Patients First. There would be times where they changed the hours from 8 to 5 to 8 to 8 with no lunch break. You know, you just pretty much got to do what you can. And so one day I got a call, and Dr. Helgren called me. She had got settled in at FSU Primary Health, and she was like, you know what, Chloe, I really will want you to come over here. And I was like, well, I felt like I hadn't been at Patients First that long, but I also didn't know that I made that much of an impact on her to want to choose me out of all people to come and work with her. And so I decided, you know, she said, go ahead and fill out the application. I filled out the application, and the office manager at FSU Primary called me and was like, hey, you know, we have openings over here. I really would like you to come over. Dr. Helgren speaks highly of you. There was a couple MAs that I trained at Patients First that was working there. And they was like, you know, the other inmates speak highly of you, you know, let's try it. So I went over, did the interview. Not gonna lie, I cried in my interview. Y'all know I'm so emotional. Cried in my interview. They asked a question that hit a nerve, and when I left the interview, I was like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna go. They probably think I'm a little crazy, but anyways, it went well, and I started working at FSU Primary Health in August of 2019.
All right. All right.
So,
All right. All right.
and I am now the lead MA at FSU Primary Health. And one thing I like about family practice is I love my patients. There be times when like I took a little leave in December, just took a little vacation. And when I got back, everybody was like, where have you been? I've been looking for you. No, it's a different feeling when I know that I make a difference in people's lives. In
Very
that,
good.
you
Very
know,
good.
I have so many patients that come to work, that come to the job and don't, okay, first of all, nobody likes the doctor. So to be able to come in and make them feel comfortable, let them know that you're not gonna die today, that I'm here to take care of you.
That's
You
all
have
right.
been years of not taking care of yourself, but hey, we only gonna start here. And this is where we start to make a difference. It makes me feel good. And sometimes I'm a testimony, but sometimes my patients are a testimony to me. And I have this love-hate relationship with healthcare because I feel like when I first got into healthcare, it was about the patients. Over the years, working in different avenues of healthcare, it's about the money, you know, and it's a struggle when we have patients come in and can't pay for their visit or can't pay for MRI or an X-ray or a CAT scan when they could possibly have cancer. It's so stressful and it hurts to know, you know, that people have closed the door on them when they know that they need these things and can't afford it. So it has been a real challenge for me. But no matter how much I try to get away from healthcare, God keep pulling me back.
All right.
Pulling me back. I'm like, okay, you know, I hear you, but at the same time, I know God is still working on me. He's not through with me yet.
All right.
So,
all right.
say this to say that you have to be strong. Sometimes in life, God takes us through many trials and tribulations, but at the end, know that He is still there. COVID hit last year, and I was like, Lord, what am I doing here? I have elderly parents. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I can't afford to have COVID to bring anything home to my parents or my child. And I feel like COVID was a real challenge, you know. At the end of the day, I had to always say, God, cover me. And I know at the end of the day, even though my faith was tested, God is still and will always be in control. So it's been a challenge, but I love the journey that I've been on. And like I say, it's still going. I hit 30 in December and I was like, whoa, I feel like I had a midlife crisis. But I know God is still going. I'm sorry, y'all. I know I've been long, but I thank y'all for inviting me to take this time out to share my story with y'all.
Amen. Great job.
All right.
Great job.
All right.
And family, if you want to unmute your phones and give our participants today a great round of applause and just bless them with your love for them, please do. Please unmute your phones and bless this group of young ladies with your love.
Awesome job, ladies. Awesome job.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. This is the youngest group that we've had, and such powerful testimonies, not just telling us what they do, but showing us the passion they have for what they're doing. Oh my goodness, this has been a good day. This has been a good day. There is nothing more for me to say. These young women have truly enlightened us today. And just to even think of some of the careers that they are in and the passion that they have for those careers is quite astounding. Now we can just join them in celebrating their accomplishments, and encourage them to continue to go on, because it's women like these who are truly making a difference in the world today, in our local communities, and in the overall, you know, in the nation and in the world. So our job is to encourage these young ladies to continue, and to pray that they will continue to make a difference in their careers. Thank you. Back to you, Deacon Gaines.
Amen.